I'm live. I'm live right now. Right now. Just mug. Dang. All right. I'm just trying to make sure this mug can hear me now enough. So straight to it, man. What is glory to God for this is how you be in holiness, dog. This is for to be not defiled with the with. Let me show my PowerPoint. These are keywords. Husband, wife, wives, adultery, adulteries, adulteresses, adulterers, and adulterer. The adulteress is woman, and the adulterer is men. Married, marriages, marriage, married, marrieth, marrying, wedding, divorce, divorcement, bill of divorcement, put away. I just didn't get the scriptures yet for these stuff. Bed, bed chamber, consummation, mistress. Consummation might not be one, but marriage is being one. Bed, bed chamber, skirt, bride, bride chamber, bridegroom, bridegrooms, dowry, bride price, spouse, spousals, eunuch, mother-in-law, father-in-law, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, um, affinity, unmarried, widows, widowhood, spouse, spouses, virgins, maid, humbled, fornication, fornicators, marital unfaithfulness, sodomite, whores, whoredom, whoremongers, whoring, whorish, bastards, forced, chaste, prostitutes, prostitution, harlots, effeminate, chambering, lie or lay, enticed, enticeth, enticing, lust, lasciviousness, lewdness, lewdly, new or no, go in into, went in into, come in, defile, and then it goes to being married and stuff. You got family law and alimony, spousal support or separated. We're gonna have some of the First Corinthians 7 and First Corinthians 11. And then to continue on this, I'll have the how to be a husband, how to be a wife, the things that's commanded on how to you know your positioning and your role in it. Engagement is more of being the bride to Christ as the church, but as dealing with faith is saying that you have to do it. So it's like you engaged in it, like what I'm saying, as in doing it, like active or participant. So like that's like a double meaning, and then things of polygamy, and then we have onanism. That's and then we have a rape section, bestiality with animals, and then a thing called hymen when you know what I'm saying. So um, I'm forgetting something though, and it is flowers. I don't see it. I don't have flowers, so I do need that. So let me see flowers or like So with all of those together, those are the key words. Those gonna take me to the instances. And then when it comes to, you married, whether you married or not, people have kids, have children, but then when where the children comes in, for the transition, you have midwifery. And and then from midwifery, you have, what I'm saying, with the what you supposed to have, how you supposed to be with children, and how children supposed to be with their parents. So those is like three transitions that, like, of this sex series. Um, because it ain't gonna all fit in one video, but that's a rough estimate of it. So I guess I can give you a glimpse of the midwifery um things, or things concerning it, which would be more of a reproductive system to mixed with it. So it's like it's reproductive system mixed with the so you have womb and wombs and belly and miscarry and womb and conceive and conception, conceiving, loins, seeds, bowels, sucking, breasts, paps, teats, between the feet, bearest, bearing, bear, milk, weaned, bring forth or brought forth child or children, birthday, birthright, born, newborn, begetteth, firstborn, beget, barren, multiplied, multiplying, fruitful, go in into pangs, pain, sorrow, labor, travail. This all got to do with that, what I'm saying? Virginity, dry breast, midwives, midwifer, delivered, delivery with child, secret part, stones, issue of blood, issue, uncleanness, flowers, the flower of age, infants, babes, untimely birth, privy members, circumcised, circumcision, members, eunuchs, offspring, new, no, fruit of the womb, which is children, open the womb, which is the firstborn, nursing, young ones, little ones, childbearing, childhood, childish, childless, children, nurture, nourish, like all of this stuff goes together. Like these are matrix. Who opened up the matrix? That's the same as the firstborn, or open up the womb. Like, so nakedness, swaddling, nativity is where you born, menstruous, or custom of women, or sickness. This all things. So like when it comes to like the period, is a mistress or custom of women, or is it her sickness or uncleanness, or say flowers. So like it says different. It says this the many ways. That's why I have it. So then it has like goddess of fertility, and then Greeks have some, and Romans have some. Is like, what I'm saying, it's fertility deities, and so that's where we get fornication, marriage, and being one. And we getting the law, and then there's newness of life. I'm born again, regeneration and stuff. Um, there you got how to be a son, how to be a daughter, how to have a family. Genealogies or generations, and then how to be a father, how to be a mother. It's mostly child growth development on how you be born again, and then you be into the word. And a lot of this stuff is reproductive system. Now you born again from the seed of the word, um not from the seed of man, but from the seed of the word, going through stages of life. And there go hymen again, because I don't want to miss that. And then when you become, what I'm saying, born again and stuff and all of that, and be children, and you get the children part, then you have being the family of God, or the house of God, which is why we call him the Father. And being children of God, sons and daughters of God, and then Christ, not ashamed to call us brethren. Um, if that's his father, our father, but that's two ways. That's either brethren or marriage. On where you married, That person's father become, what I'm saying, which is was in-laws though. But so like that's another relationship that he's comparing this, so we can have an understanding of what he's trying to explain. So being joint heirs or having inheritance, um, being one with them. So and then a lot of that is the spirit versus the flesh, and then the other stuff is just like systems that's dealing with those parts, like he who pisseth against the wall. What I'm saying, that's the member of it, but so it's the urinary and excretory system, um and stuff like that though. And then you got stuff to give your children to Moloch, dealing with abortions, pass through the fire, circumcised, circumcisions, uncircumcised. So then for parenting, you teach your child or train up a child. So that's a brief of how we're about to get it, how this about to go. What I'm saying? Briefly, but it's very extensive though. This extensive. So here we go. Here goes some of these scriptures on on how it's going down. I don't know, should I down a little bit? All right, so here goes. This start from Genesis, but I'm going to get to some good parts real quick. Uh, so a lot of time when you get married, you have probate. You had a probate that would the probate courts for marriage and stuff like that, changing the name, things like that. And then it got name changes too, when Abram to Abraham, Sarah to Sarai, they got name changed, but it was because of like children though, to have, because they was gonna be parents. That's what they name meant, something different. So um it's a lot of juicy stuff happening in Genesis, but I'm about to go to this law real quick. I'm gonna start with Exodus, about 20. I'm gonna start with Exodus 20. Why don't start with Exodus 20? But so this is that we have to make these corrections. I should start with First Corinthians 6 to get it off top though. There don't be no misunderstanding. So we got Exodus. I'm gonna go Exodus 20:14, and it adds a 17 too. So thou shalt not commit adultery. And then 17, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Okay. So now Exodus 21, and I have 3 through 10. Exodus 21:3. So let me start with 1. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. If thou buy a Hebrew servant 6 years he shall serve, and in the seventh he shall go out free for nothing. So that's like, well, never mind. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. If his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl. He shall serve him forever. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maid servant, she shall not go out as the men servants do. If she please not her master, who hath betrothed her to himself, then she then she he then shall he let her be redeemed. To sell her into a strange nation, he shall have no power, seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her. And if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her as the manner of daughters. See, so that's one of the relationships I was talking about. That like now that's his daughter. If he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish. And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. But I'm gonna get to that too. Um, so let me see. So that's 21, and then got verse 22, and it's something about taking a man by the stones. Yup. If man strive and hurt, oh no, it ain't. If man strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall be surely punished according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. So, um, it's something. It's a discernment. It's a like So that don't mean nowadays when you married or pregnant, and then you going eye for eye, tooth for tooth, like because you still got to be in the name of the Lord. So you still have to obey, you know what I'm saying, how the Lord said handle things. 22, 16, 17. Exodus 22, 16, 17. So like these are subject matters and these are judgments. This is how you bring the settlement to certain things. And then you take this, and then you see what the Lord say. So mostly everything that the way the Lord made it, if you in his name and if you really believe, then mostly all the settlements is forgive. So there's nothing that you about to go and sue and go to court for and come out with a settlement or you know what I'm saying? So the thing is to try not to offend so that you wouldn't even have to. So let me see 22. Ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If thou afflict them in any wise and they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't play around with them widows, the people that's truly widows, not the husband that they divorced is dead now. That's not a widow. I need 22 and 24. Oh no, I need 16. I need 16, 17. Um, if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins. So So if you entice a maid that is not betrothed, that you so you know what I'm saying, you say your stuff to make the girl like you and all of that, but she if she not engaged, and then you lie with her because she don't have nobody, then you should surely to be like, okay, then I'm gonna I'm gonna make you my wife since you're nobody else soon to be wife. He should surely endow her to be his wife, but that's where fornication comes in. That so where when we do that, the next move don't be to be like, okay, I'm gonna make her my wife. We just do it and do it and do it and do it and do it, and then don't have the person no more. Then we get another person, and that's where we going wrong at. And that's where we get this fornication definition. Where after that, once we miss that part, because first off, that's not it's not official yet, but you did it ahead of time. So you enticed her, she not betrothed, so there's no fault in it. You do you got her, you ain't take her from nobody. There's nobody else's soon to be wife or nothing. So now, but then y'all lie together. So now you should say, you know what, this gonna be my. So like a lot of times when people be pregnant already, and then they get married, and then they get married. That's where what I'm saying. That should be the next move, and it's like what I'm saying. So that's how it was known. Like, oh, she must be pregnant because they getting married now. But that's how that you properly make that recovery. You know what I'm saying? We don't be recovering it. We our next move be another mess up and another mess up, more sloppy. And that's how we have child support and people with a whole bunch of kids from this person, that person, and then this person too, and that person too, and then like it's a wild, it's a wild tree that what I'm saying, and it makes it harder to support, and it makes it what I'm saying, but not even that, but God is against it. So we have fornication. Let's see,
Fornication.
fornication. So right, so it's sexual intercourse between people who are not married to each other, especially when considered as a sin. Voluntary sexual intercourse outside marriage, voluntary sexual intercourse between two persons of the opposite sex when one is or both are unmarried, or sexual immorality in general, especially adultery. So that's where the Lord say, except it be for fornication, that you can't divorce, because right here it say adultery, because that's what the fornication he was talking about was adultery. Voluntary sexual intercourse between two unmarried persons or persons not married with each other. Adultery or idolatry. We're gonna get that part too. That's another one with idols and idolatry. That's adultery and and whoredom goes with idolatry too. That's the spiritual prostitution. That's spiritual horror, spiritual fornication with graven images and other gods. Voluntary sexual intercourse between persons not married to each other, extramarital sex that willfully and maliciously interferes with marriage relations. So these are crimes of these are federal crime, like these is what I'm saying, crimes that's big times, hefty fines. When you did these things, your judgment was to get put to death. You wasn't it wasn't no fine, like you couldn't live afterwards. That's what the lady who was, they said we caught her in the very act, and the judgment was to stone her, but that's where Christ was showing us the grace that he was bringing in. That's what grace is, that when you do something deserving of death, but you don't have to die because he takes death for every man. So that don't mean that she can't get stoned, but then now she go and then she go do it again, but make sure she don't get caught, or or do it again eventually, and then say we not perfect when she knows she was a dead person right there though. Like, so it don't make sense the way we operate, and that's why I gotta drop this. That's why I gotta come through like this with it. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta amend our doings. We gotta amend our ways. We can't just keep dragging about with it broken and all messed up and think God gonna accept it when with His word out there. And you know what I'm saying? I work for God's government basically, so I gotta put this out there so you can have it. You can choose to not obey it, but just don't expect His kingdom. Like it both don't go together. So it has adultery, infidelity, unfaithfulness, extramarital congress, interesting word, or relations or sex, living in sin, extracurricular sex, premarital congress, relationships or relations or sex. So it's immorality, sin, indecency, promiscuity, impurity, incontinence, debauchery, free love, sleeping around, dissipation, looseness, lechery, immodesty, shamelessness, easy virtue, loose morals, salaciousness, lasciviousness, uncleanness, liber, libertinism, unchastity, dissoluteness, and delicacy. So this is not okay. Like, we don't know it that much. We don't know that enough to know that this is not okay. Um, oh yeah, let me go. This is where I went to. So, you know, I didn't either. I thought marriage was an option, like that we like if you wanted to, that if you wanted to keep that person that much, and then like adultery, I thought as long as divorce was final or something, like it's a lot of stuff that we can really be tricked on that like that it's gonna count though, like only right doing it right counts. Like if you whatever however you doing it, that's how it's gonna be judged. You're gonna be judged by whatever deed that it is. It don't matter if you didn't know, if you misunderstood it, or none of that though. Like you can't drive backwards 100 miles an hour and be like, oh, I ain't know, I thought it was, and then think that you're gonna get away with it. Like you're not gonna be able to, just because you got it wrong don't mean that you're gonna get uh, that you're gonna be excused. And then especially when I'm coming like this, you ain't really gonna have no excuse all like that. Because in the day of judgment, I could stand against you and say, just like so let's see. Oh, this just saying the wives, just to say that, like, you know what I'm saying, it's a these people married. And Aaron said to them, break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them to me. So that's not, you know what I'm saying, that's not too much. It's just saying that, you know, person is married. 34:14. 34:14. Huh? 34:14. Oh, 34:15. Okay. This is one that has to do with um idolatry. So idolatry is the same as how we will feel to be married with a whore, or to have somebody with a whore. And you know, in the culture, like that mug is it's a mockery. It's a shame. It's a laughing stock that you know what I'm saying, take heed to thyself lest thou make covenant with the inhabitants, verse 12, with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee. But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves. For thou shalt worship no other God. For the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods. And one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice, and thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their and thou take their of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a whoring after their gods. And for real, a lot of times when they did do that, it was sex involved with it too. That's why probably a lot of times that the people was even um being enticed like that to it, because it was, what I'm saying, they was getting some kind of treatment out of it. Leviticus 17 and 7. So I'm gonna go to Leviticus 17. It's gonna get real juicy. I already skipped Genesis with Reuben and with Judah, and what I'm saying, and Onan. I skipped that stuff already. So um 17:7. Um and the land fell into whoredom real much though. Like it's nothing wrong with this whoredom. And then like you got to argue with people of the women enticement, what I'm saying, dressing like that, moving promiscuous and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like we blinded to it now. Like it's normal. And but God is not satisfied with that stuff. That stuff is not okay with God. Now, if you choose not to be with God, then yeah, everything is cool. Everything you can do that. That's not so bad. If you choose to be with the devil, like you could be way worse. Um, if you know what I'm saying, to wind up going to the lake of fire afterwards, that ain't really that much that you sit there and forfeit heaven for. But for you to do that and think that you still go enter into heaven, no, they're not going together. Those things don't go together. So, yeah, it's not that much for you to still go into the lake of fire. That wasn't even all that, but you ain't going into heaven with that though. Like, so that's the thing that we have to, and then the patience of the saints is for you to find out. Like we'll see. Like, God is gracious and merciful for you to have done it, and to allow you to be cleansed, to clean to be, and to remove it from you. That's what he merciful. He not just like because you did it before that, like, what I'm saying, like how the law is, that like if you did a crime 50 years ago when you was a teenager, that they still holding that, you still doing time, you still got the felony, you still can't do nothing, you still limited. Like God don't go like that. Like especially when people change and they still keep you with it. That's what I'm saying. Like God is merciful when you stop doing it. But like if you catch a crime or felony or something, and you a changed man, they still have that on you though. Like that's what is not merciful. That's not gracious or merciful or forgiving. But when, especially when a person have changed and it be that long ago though. Like, so with God, he expecting you to not do it still. That's where it comes in. That's where it works. It doesn't work when you still doing it and he's gracious to you while you're doing it. That don't make sense. So that's what we have to really understand, that part. Okay, so here we go. And they shall offer no more of their sacrifices unto devils, after whom they have gone a whoring. Verse 7. This this shall be a statute forever unto them throughout their generations. Okay, so So he's saying that, you know what I'm saying, messing with the devil when you supposed to be in a relationship with him is whorish ways. Messing with other gods when you supposed to be with him is whorish ways. That's like you going a whoring. You acting like a whore. That's you a spiritual whore. So he like, dang, I thought you supposed to. I thought you loved me. I thought you in a relationship. That's what people be saying. I have a personal relationship with God. But then when you messing with devils, sacrificing the devils, you know what I'm saying? Like most people about to go whoring in 4 days. And on the 31st, people about to go whoring. They about to think they in a relationship with God, but about to go and mess around with the darkness, with the devil ways a little bit for a little while. And that's what he talked about, going to whoring, man. What is you doing? Like that stuff don't have nothing to do with holiness. Like nobody is, even though it's called Halloween or Hallows Eve, nobody's thinking about holiness with it. They thinking about darkness, everything that God is against. That's where they get a time to whore around. They think it's a time to, it's a sacrifice to devils. It's eating to devils. You eating candy that's dedicated to devils. This dedicated to scary and all of that. And this the time where, you know what I'm saying? Like people, you know what the heck I'm talking about. I don't gotta explain it super clearly for you to understand that you know what you're doing. It's just that you have to have discipline to not go astray. Just because you went astray don't mean it don't count. It don't mean that that's not it. You just have to have discipline to not go out of bounds. Just because you went out of bounds don't mean that you ain't out of bounds, because it's not your judgment. It's not your rules or your call. It's according to the ways of the Lord, and people can the like, I'm not saying I'm a referee, but you know, everybody, even people in the stands, can still make calls and be like, no, that's messed up. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord is the one that's gonna make the call stand. But we all know that you stepping out of bounds, and we don't have to debate about it. Like, a person don't have to be a judge or nothing like that to know that, hey, in my worship, he won't allow me to do that. Like, so, like, that don't even come, that don't, if that's not the devil ways, then what is? You know what I'm saying? Because God said that there's holiness and then there's unholiness. So if that's not unholy, then what is? Then where is it? Because God said that it exists, that it is available somewhere. So if you declaring that is nothing wrong with it, then show me where it's at that is wrong, so I can know, okay, that's not wrong because this is. So I can be able to have discernment and see it clearly. So dang, this mug I need. So Leviticus 17. Oh, hold on. I'm missing a lot of them because I didn't finish all my words. So, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I will bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances, to walk therein. I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. Um, None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. The nakedness of thy father, or the nakedness of thy mother, thou shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother, thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. So this is another way of saying sex. So people like to say like the law done away with, why he going back there? That's, you don't have to do those. Why would you not do these? So if you do the law and you cursed, so if it say um the the nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover, it is thy father's nakedness. So if you do that, you're cursed. So that means to not be cursed, you have to uncover your father's wife nakedness. And that's what Reuben did. This is what Reuben did. Because who he uncovered, it wasn't his mother, but it was one of his father's wives though. And it did it with David. One of his sons did it. They did it on the roof, I think. So I have to eventually get to all of those scriptures that but in those who know the word, and to give them a brief, what I'm saying, boom, that eventually I'm gonna get to it to read it and make sure that I cover it. But Reuben did it. Um, that's why the birthright didn't go to him. It went to it went to Joseph, but the inheritance went with Judah though. Um who else did it? I really can't think of who else did it. I don't want to waste some time. But for the most part, that did happen too. It was prophesied about David. And then he just didn't. He just put them away forever. They lived in widowhood for the rest of their lives. They just didn't. He didn't touch them no more. With David, you know what I'm saying. So it don't make sense the way people operate to have us out here in whoredom though. Like, and it's really causing a lot of pain and hurt because we don't know that like that those ways is really necessary, you know, that we have to really consider on our we have to really consider our move. And then when you do get married, you can't get divorced because then when you put her away or whatever, and then somebody else married, then they commit adultery. So that's what the Lord said. That's in his name. So if you choose not to do that, then you're not in his name and you're not according to his governance. If he's saying that as king to of a way to be in his government, for you to be holy and to become saints, that's what what I'm saying. So like that's why we got to really keep going over this. I'm gonna keep going over this. So the nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or daughter of thy mother, whether she is born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness shalt thou not uncover. So let's see, the nakedness of that's what happened with Tamar, the David's son and daughter. But that goes into a category of rape too. And it also goes into the category of rape is what happened with Joseph. Another one is what happened with Dinah. And then what it says about in the law about if a maid is in the field or in the city. And then who else? What was it with? That's pretty much that I could think of. But I do have that section already though. Um, just to give a brief. Oh yeah, and with Reuben, cause she was asleep. He uncovered her when she was asleep, and went in unto her. So it was double that Reuben did. He a unsteady ship. Like he like what I'm saying. So but he was able to be forgiven though. So the nakedness of thy father's wife's daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's sister. She is thy father's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's near kinswoman. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. She is thine aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter in law. She is thy son's wife. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness, beside the other in her lifetime. Thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she is put apart for her uncleanness. So that's being on her, woman time. As long as she that thou shalt not approach unto her to uncover when she, what I'm saying, she's sitting there she taking the pad off or away, and then you being the plug in. No, you can't do that. Like, you can't do that. So a lot of people probably do that and don't care. A lot of people do that, probably don't care, think there's nothing wrong with it. That's darkness. That's what the Lord said, because He just said in the beginning, to remind you from the beginning. He said, "The doings after the land of Egypt wherein you dwelt shall you not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you, shall you not do. Neither shall you walk in their ordinances." So I think He's gonna say it again too down here, that the Lord spewed them out the land because this is the stuff that they was doing. So that's this one word that is talking about, it's saying uncleanness, but at other times it'll say flowers, or um it's other words that it'll say that describes it. I think it said again too about it. Moreover, thou shalt not lie carnally with thy neighbor's wife to defile thyself with her. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy God. He is the Lord. Um, Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. So that's the homosexuality. That's the sodomy right there. Um, neither neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Okay. So now, I didn't even get the Strong's the Strong's definitions yet, because Bestility. Now let's see what it say.
Bestiality.
Bestiality. Okay, so one definition: the quality or condition of being an animal or like an animal. So I guess I could use that to, like, they say they brutish beasts. It say they like a bull in the net. It say, let's see who else. Um, hmm. I guess I can't say. Would it say the quality or condition? Would it say like we sheep? I guess not like that. But gotta be careful. That's where you could be deceived when it cut close like that. But when it be like, out of Daniel, when the one dude hair and nails grew, you know what I'm saying? That could be probably like bestiality. You know, and so it's but according to that definition, the quality or condition of being an animal or like an animal. So another definition is conduct or an action marked by depravity or brutality. But the definition I'm looking for is three: sexual relations between a human and an animal. So I'm not looking for those other ones. Sexual activity between a person and an animal. Um, Sexual relationships between a person and an animal. So that's pretty much not mostly behavior, but mostly sexual animal. What's it say? Zoorastia or Zoorasti. You know what I'm saying? Not as you being ferocious or savagery or ruthless or barbarian, but that you zoophilia though. Like so people do that though. Like that's not no oh I thought I was on I figured this was familiar though. I thought I was still on 17, but I'm on 18. I thought I had some more going because from thought I was in 17 because I knew 18 was coming up, but this year's 18. So um so yeah, it's a thou shalt not lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith, neither shall a woman stand before a beast to lie down thereunto. It is a confusion. So you have like things like a centaur or something, like you know what I'm saying? Like that's a like that mug is doggone this is like a man laying with a beast though, like and like Greek or like Roman prostitution or Greek what is it, Greek brothels. It's like Greek brothels with animals. Like they sitting there. Like I can't even find it though. Like they got pictures of like dudes like with they rod like with they thing inside of like goats and like I can't I really can't find one right now. I should have had it on deck. I should have had it. I should have had it ready. Um, Greek brothels, sex, and put sex. I'm kind of scared what's gonna pop up because I don't want to have it in my eyes. But it's some of them that got like the doggone that got the like the goat barred up though, like kind of like. So I can't find none right now, but dang, I meant to do so like um so the stuff goes on saying this for no reason that somebody be like, oh, who would do that? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Even if it was back then, of it's still ahead of when God said this. So what else? Defile not yourself in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you, and the land is defiled. Therefore I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it, and the land itself vomit out her inhabitants. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and it shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. For all these abominations had the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled, that the land spew you not out also when ye defile it, as I spewed out the nations that were before you. For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore shall ye keep my inheritance, my ordinance, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves therein. He is the Lord our God. So if he spit them out of there, then what the heck you think he gonna spit you out the kingdom? Now he called all of those abominations. Now watch this. I gotta hurry up because my battery about to die. Is it Revelation 21? Okay. He He said, "He that overcometh," Revelation 21:7. "He that overcometh shall inherit all things." They can't even inherit that with them type of practices. "And I will be his God, and he shall be my son." Now, if you say that, he said, "I'm the Lord your God." That's what he said. So he will be your God if you do that, and he shall be my son. But the fearful and the unbelieving and the abominable, that's right there. That goes under with them abominations he just said. Yeah, man, I got to get up out of here before my, you know what I'm saying, before this mug die. This to be continued. I'm gonna start off right there again though. Shalom and goodbye.